What is up, everybody? What is up? It is Tammy coming to you live today from my office for another version of Wake and Bake Mornings with the Hometown Hippie. Good morning, Dennis. I'm so glad that you jumped on here. I was going to give you a shout out today. As you jump on here, do say hello. Tell me where you're watching from today. We're going to do something a little different today. And I hope that y'all will enjoy it. It's the first time I'm doing this, so I'm excited to kind of to bring it to fruition. And that is a morning meditation. We are going to do a little morning meditation this morning, a little grounding exercise, something you can do anywhere. And we're going to talk about some stuff because, you know, that's how we do what we do when we do it. How is everyone doing this morning? How's everybody feeling today? It is hump day. Now, I know that more Wake and Bakes are coming back, but I think I'm going to try to do those like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, a kind of thing. I am playing with the live schedule right now because you want to make sure that you're not going live too often. But I like to come live and to tell y'all what's going on in the world and all the things. So number one, if you're watching in the Hometown Hippie Facebook page, what up, everybody? If you're watching on YouTube, do me a favor. I am trying to build this channel up. This is a channel where you are going to find, right? You're going to find a refuge, right? It's like a way station. So you're going to find some things about cannabis and the medical benefits and the miracle of it. And also other herbal and plant-based medicines, how you can, I love backyard medicine. Like I love the fact that you can harvest and make your own herbal remedies. And I believe that trying to do things in a more natural way for as much as we possibly can. And I'm not saying that you should stop taking the medicines that you are on by your, I am not a doctor. I do not play one on TV. I did not even stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night. I know for my family and myself, we try to do as many things holistically as we can. And sometimes it's taking Advil, right? Sometimes it's taking Advil. And that's the thing, right? A lot of people, when they talk about herbal medicine or they talk about holistic approaches to things, it gets very scary, right? It sounds daunting and overwhelming and like you're just falling off the grid. And that's kind of like my first thought about it when I started doing this, right? I was like, when I really first started saying, I bet you if I put whole foods in my body and I cut out a lot of this processed nonsense and I tried to stop using as much plastic as possible. Like I read all the things. I'm like, you know, every day you read the news and something else that they've created, right, is bad for us. And I was like Connie Consumer. I don't know, like Debbie Downer. I just thought of a name for consumer. Like I spent so many years being just I was commercialism and you could sell me things. And if something in the grocery store had a real fun package, I'd buy it because it caught my eye. And I, was on 13 different prescriptions. 13 different prescriptions. And I still have a drawer in my nightstand. And if I pulled it out, y'all would be amazed. And you're like, why do you have all these old pill bottles and pills by your bed, right? Why do I have those in there? Because anytime, it's a reminder for me, right? Anytime, I get tired, right? I get tired and I wonder, when you start going down the path of healing yourself and not just taking a pill to mask the problem, right? When you start actually doing the work to heal yourself, it is not easy. And I left those pill bottles in there as a testament of where I've come from, right? I left those pill bottles to show me that, yeah, that's easier, but is that where you want to be? popping something in your mouth that caused me to have to buy. And I can see the progression of the prescriptions because I know how it happened, because I lived in that life, right? Where you start off with, I'm having migraines, and then they want to send you to a sleep study, and then they want to do this, and then they want to do that, and then they want to do this. And they find more ways to rob you of your money. Honestly, more ways and more tests to find more things wrong with you, to, well, let's unclench your jaw to help your headaches, and let's give you a pill for your headaches, and then while we're here, we're going to do blood work, and this is not looking right, so let's give you a pill for cholesterol, and let's give you a pill because you might possibly be a diabetic in the future, so we're going to preemptively strike against your high blood sugar with some metformin, and the metformin is going to make your stomach upset and give you some gastro problems, so here's a pill for that. And then, oh, your anxiety is even more because now I'm on all these pills and my medical bills are high and I'm missing work because obviously I'm sick because I have all these medicines. And so now I'm going to get another anxiety pill because my anxiety pill wasn't working. So now my anxiety pill needs an anxiety pill. And y'all get how it goes. Oh, and don't forget your vitamins, because your vitamin D is low and you probably need to take a vitamin B to get some energy, because all the pills they give you to go to sleep at night make you lethargic in the morning. And they're all sitting in that drawer, reminding me of what my life could look like. It could look like having a pill for AM and a pill for PM, and not just one, but a pop open and dump out, right? Or it can look like, and here's the thing, like when you do all of that, you start thinking, I need joy in my life. I need something that's going to make me happy, that's going to give me a hug. And apparently apple pie does that, and apparently brownies do that, and apparently like yeast rolls and fried chicken and all of these things, right? All of these things. And that is, that is kind of why I leave that in there. I leave that in there because, is going to the pharmacy and getting a pill for everything fixing it? No, it's not fixing it, right? It's masking it. It's putting a Band-Aid on it. It's causing some other problems. It's kind of like it's thinking that if you have a boat, right, and you're out in the ocean and you're in this boat, and as you jump on here, please say hello. We're going to do a meditation this morning. I need some people to say hello. Tell me where you're watching from today. Just say hi, a whoop whoop. Give me some thumbs up. If you are like someone who doesn't like to comment, please note that the only people who can see your comments are people that are within the group. And if you don't give the permissions, it'll only say Facebook user. I won't even say your name. So please note that there's no shame in your game to be here. We are all a friendly community. The Grateful Fed community enjoys having you. So I can only see Dennis said good morning. So I'm hoping some other people say hi as they jump on here. We are going to do a meditation this morning, a way to kind of like ground ourselves. And it's the first time I've led a meditation. So I'm super excited that folks will jump on and do this with me. But it was a slippery slope. It was a slippery slope. And so when I started saying plants over pills and herbalist, and that I was going to start fixing myself with food, and doing some research into that. Good morning from California. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I started having, I was like, I'd be in my groove and I'd feel great and everything would be going in the right direction. And I would start feeling this imposter syndrome, right? Because maybe I did, did take an Advil, or maybe I did eat a piece of processed food, right? And I started thinking to myself, it's not the setback, it's the comeback, right? And it's more about, the intention of giving it the old college try, right? It's like I make the choice as often as I can to do things as cleanly as I can, right? And it's, I grow my own garden. It's not right this second. We are looking at getting in our cabbage and our broccoli and our sweet potatoes, and we want some other red potatoes and things like that. We are trying to get that going again. It is about time for that. We try to have all those cold weather, that early harvest plants in by St. Patrick's Day. So we will be doing that. But in the same respect, it's the same thing I talk about everything else. Like I felt this imposter syndrome. I felt like I was not as, like, oh, I don't do it all the time. But I said, you know what? I don't say that that's all I eat. I say that I try to do my very dead level best to eat highly vibrational foods, as whole and as organic as I can get them, because you can't always get everything organic, right? But doing the best you can do to change the things that you can change, and making the choice every day to choose it if it's available, and realizing that you're not an imposter, that we're human, right? And to err is to human, and to forgive is divine. And if you're going to talk about being divine and doing things in divine time and being divinely guided and all of those things, then you have to learn to forgive yourself and not to hold things lightly, right? I don't eat McDonald's. I couldn't tell you the last time I ate McDonald's. Will I never have McDonald's again? I'm not going to say that either, right? I'm not going to say that either. But I am going to make an option that that's not my choice. I drive by a fast food restaurant every time I go in to like do my shopping. And sometimes would it be easy because I'm maybe starving? Would it be easy to stop by and grab a burger or some processed chicken pieces, nuggets or whatever? I saw those were made. I don't even call them chicken. They're like chicken flavored paste. Like, would it be easy to grab some through the drive-through? 100%. Have I done it? Yes, 100%. Do I do it on a regular? I do not. What I am saying is that when you are making a lifestyle change, when you are going through the process of changing things in your life, whether it be your diet, whether it be your meditation practices, whether it be anything in life that you are trying to change, improve, and do make a better option, make a better choice. What I'm going to tell you is this. You may, I'm not saying everybody, because some people might like, I don't ever make a mistake. But if you do stumble in that path, right? If you have a day where you're just not in the good mood and you have a little stinking thinking and you're talking kind of negative to yourself, it doesn't mean that you just stop your journey. You're like, well, I talked shit to myself, so apparently I'm no longer healing and I'm just going to go back to this process, right? Never let a stumble in the road be the end of your journey, right? It's called a practice for a reason, right? So I want everyone to kind of hold themselves lightly. And even someone who, I come on here with this platform of peace, love, and feast. I'm the hometown hippie and I grow my food and I talk about that. And I'm going to be teaching some classes at a retreat about highly vibrational foods and food is fuel and all the things. It does not mean that we are perfect individuals. It does not mean that, what is it? He without sin cast the first stone. I am not casting stones at anybody, right? Here's what I'm going to tell you. Everyone's journey through this world is their own individual journey through this world. Now, whatever your spiritual path, your emotional path, your food path, your friendship path, your relationship path, whatever it is that your like life consists of, right? It is your journey. What might look completely out of whack to me in my journey might be the exact perfect plan for your journey. And I talk about this a lot. I talked about this the other day with someone, this sign behind me, and I have it up, not the weed it and reap, because my son got me that sign. And if anybody finds any really cute like wall signs like that, I will like pay you for them, send them to me. I love to collect those things. I have like I love little like fun things from the wall. Up there, you can't see it, but my niece actually painted me a tie-dye, because I love anything tie-dye. Metatron's cube. It's really awesome that she did that for me. I was having a whole year of Metatron and she kind of found it and did it for me. She was drawn to do it for Christmas, which I thought was awesome. But this sign over here, this one that I'm pointing at right now, it says, don't compare your life to others, right? And I read this a lot. There's no comparison between the sun and the moon. They both shine when it's their time. And they each have their own individual ways that, they interact with the earth, right? The earth rotates around the sun, but the moon stays in orbit, right? The moon stays where it's at. The moon controls the tides. They have different functions. They have different paths, but it doesn't make either one less beautiful, right? It does not make, even though they shine at different times, right? One illuminates the other one. It does not, and the sun and the moon are not even the same entity, right? They do different things, but we rely on them just the same, right? We expect every morning to wake up and that sun to come up, and every evening we expect that moon to rise, right? And so even if you're the moon and someone else is the sun, that's why it's important not to compare, right? Not to compare. And one of the things that I hear all the time is comparison is the thief of joy. And what we have done in this day, in this age, and in this time with social media and with having things at our fingertips is we began to do that comparison game. And again, these messages in the mornings, I never know where they're going. My plan was this morning was to do a little grounding exercise, get our feet under us, right? And then to talk about this a little bit. But we'll talk about this first, then we'll do a little grounding exercise before we go today. Sorry. This is my first cup of coffee. I got up this morning. This whole arm was just, I did a lot of work yesterday. So this whole arm was like beat to death this morning, and I got up and got a shower early, and I made myself a big old pot of coffee. And y'all know what's going down today. So then today I have to make the red velvet whoopie pies and the citrus cookies and do the strawberries. So I got up this morning and got showered a little early and just having my first cup of coffee, and that sip just 100% went down. It went down the wrong pipe. It went down the wrong pipe. So I'm going to tag a few people in the comments, and then we are going to talk about doing this little morning moment of meditation. So, and this is, as I talk about her, she's been on here live with me on Magic Mondays and things like that. Carly, who is my business partner with Creative Healing Collaborative, which is our retreat business. We have our first retreat in October of this year. It is a female only, women's only retreat. And it is going to be, because of the size of the intimate space, we're keeping it all women just to make it comfortable for everybody. And that is our first retreat. And that is going to be in the Outer Banks, October 27th through the 30th. We are excited to announce that we only have 3 spots remaining for that retreat. We have a shared queen room with a private bath. So you can either bring a bestie or you can sign up for that and get a roommate, because we are going to do shared rooms for everyone. And then there's also one bottom bunk that is available in the downstairs lower level. So there's a one private, like a bunk bed. So we do have a single bed, and then we have a shared bed. So if you are interested in that, let me know. I'll be glad to send you the link for that, because it is going to be amazing. And one of the things that Carly has taught me is this specific meditation. This is the one that I kind of do in the morning, and I'm gonna share it with y'all today if y'all are cool with that. Can I get some thumbs up, some hearts, some O faces, some hell yes in the comments, some let's have it, let's get some morning going. So one of the things that I'm gonna encourage you to do, and like I talk about, this is the Hometown Hippie page. If you're on YouTube, like I said, you're going to see, please subscribe. This is a page of mindfulness, cannabis, and plants over pills. We are sex positive because I do have a business called #PartyWithTammy. That is my pure romance business, where I help people with their intimate relationships, where they can basically find confidence in themselves to feel their sexy selves, whether they're booed up or sexy singles. And it's all about understanding that as a whole, the things that your body need for mind, body, and soul. And sometimes orgasms are the answers. People ask me, like, what is my motto? And I kind of say, like, I believe that the whole world can be healed through organic food, orgasms, and cannabis. So I believe that if you smoke a little pot, have a good release, and put clean food in, then you will be a very happy individual. And I'm just saying, right? So that is kind of what I do. So we have the women's retreat, which is one business, the Party with Tammy, and then the Hometown Hippie. And I feel like they are very much a circle, and they kind of all fit together really well. And this meditation today is going to help you in whatever your life is. And all this meditation does, all this does for me, like this, the idea of this for me is to ground myself, to bring myself back to center, to slow things down, right? And it's great to put an energy protection up. And when I say energy protection, does anybody know what that means? Can I get a yes, I know what energy protection means, or a hey, I'd like to know more about this. And as I talk about the things that I do, and I do give shout outs to Carly, who is my woo-woo guru. She is someone who I work with. She does have Dragonfly Alchemy Healing. So if anybody, if I will ask her to post the link here, she does have some Reiki infused self-love boxes available this month. And she also does book sessions. So she can help you with whatever you need help with if you are looking for some esoteric healing, some Reiki healing, some sound healing, whatever you may need. She does cards, all the things. So I love Carly. Carly does all the things for me. So I want to make sure I give her a shout out in that respect. And this is the first thing that we started working with, and I feel very nervous this morning. And I'm like kind of excited there's only 2 people on here, because I know Dennis, number one, Dennis, you're a good cheerleader. You make me feel very comfortable. So I hope that you're still watching. And I'm not sure if this is Carly from California. I would think it would show her name, but I can't remember. So I'm not sure who that is from California, but good morning. So what I'm going to ask that you do for me today is number one, tag a friend in the comments. I'm going to tag a few people, and we're going to start with this meditation. So while you're doing that, I want you also to find a comfortable spot, right? Because you're going to need a moment to kind of be mindful. Put your headphones in, maybe get somewhere you can get comfortable. If you're driving, don't do this, right? If you are at home and you can or at work, you can kind of maybe carve out a little space. It's going to require you to close your eyes. Hey everybody. So what I'm going to ask that you do is that you find somewhere comfortable, get seated, and I've never led this. So I would love, I'm very excited and very nervous at the same time about it. And I don't know why I'm nervous about it. I think I'm excited about it. I do this almost daily for myself internally. Like this is what how I start my morning, and I'm going to get myself situated in my chair. And so what I want everyone to do is I want you to get comfortable. I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to focus on my voice. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take some deep cleansing breaths. So we're going to breathe in through our nose. And I talk about this a lot. We're going to inhale the good shit. We're going to exhale the bullshit, right? We're going to smell the birthday cake and exhale. Deep cleansing breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. Okay. And release it very slowly. We're just going to focus on our breathing. Deep breath in. I want you, when you get to the top of that breath, I want you to fill your lungs up just a little bit more. I want you to hold it for a count of 2. And then I want you to exhale very slowly. Almost pushing out all of the negativity and all of the bad things and all the stuff that you want to get rid of. Just blow it. Right? Do that a couple more times. We're going to take some deep inhale breaths. Filling up our lungs just a little bit more. Inhale. Exhale. I want you to really focus on the rise and fall of your stomach as you breathe, your diaphragm. Then I want you to just take those couple more deep inhalations, and I want you to go into a normal pattern of breathing, right? A normal deep pattern of breathing. Whatever feels comfortable to you. Then I want you to imagine a white column of light coming in from the top of the crown, your crown chakra, right? I want that white light to penetrate you from the galaxies, right? From the stars, from the sky, from the heavens. I want you to imagine this big column of white light. And don't get caught up on the color of the light, right? Whatever the color of the light is for you, I want you to focus on that and think about what color that is for you. But I want you to imagine that white light coming down from the heavens and coming through that crown chakra. And I want you to imagine that light filling you up. And that light feels warm, and that light feels loving and healing. that light feels like love, right? And that love light is just coming down through you. It's penetrating through that crown chakra. It's filling up your head. It's right there behind the ajna, or that third eye. You can feel it filling up every part of you. I want you to imagine it slowly coming through and just filling you up. And I want you to think about how that feels. Can you see the light? Is it warm? It's bright. It gives you the tingles. It makes you smile. As it moves down through into the throat chakra, clearing your throat chakra so that you can be a clear and perfect channel, and all the words you need to come to you today will come to you today. Let it sit where it needs to set. If it's ready and full, you can push it down. It doesn't even need to be pushed. It's just easily flowing through you from the throat chakra down to that heart, filling up your chest. Anything that does not serve you is being pushed out because the light gives it no room. All of the things that do not serve us do not have room for us because that light is filling us up with all the love and healing and compassion that we need. It is the light of self-love that is pouring through you, down into the sacral, down into the solar plexus, filling your entire stomach and that whole abdomen area up. So you've moved down from the head through the chest, all the way down into your abdomen area. You're feeling that light just fill you up. Focus on the areas where it feels like it's not moving, and allow it just to go and penetrate those places and to fill you up and to help move anything that is not serving you out of your body. Continue to that white light filling you up as it moves down into your base. You can feel it going into your upper thighs. Your legs feel very heavy and warm, and you feel very grounded. Put your feet on the ground. And I want you to feel that light pushing down through your legs into your calves, releasing any pain. I want you to feel that light going all the way down through your toes into the bottom bases of your feet, filling you up from head to toe. That light now has a straight line down through your body. Now imagine that light is like roots growing down from a tree, going down 50,000 feet to the ground, 50,000 feet out. It's just ever expanding and connecting you to Mother Earth. It is going down through the core. You can feel the heat and the lava of the center of the earth, and how the power of Mother Earth is just penetrating and connecting that white column of light coming in from the cosmos, from the heavens, from the divine, that is filling you up, that is connecting you down all the way through the earth. Now imagine those roots that are grounding you to the earth, busting out the other side of the earth and going around the world and connecting back up to the cosmos, to that white light that is connecting you. Now imagine yourself engulfed in that light bubble from your root to your column of white light from the heavens. It's an engulfing ball of love, of light, of all the things that you need to keep you healthy and happy and safe and secure and on your journey. Everything that you need to be successful is within this ball, within this energy bubble that you've created for yourself. Protect yourself with this energy light today. Know that it is your grounding and your guiding light today, that you are protected. You are divine. You are fully capable of all the things that you need to do in this realm today. Now, when you are ready, wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, wiggle your neck, move yourself around, open your eyes, and come back to where you are. feeling that engulfing light, feeling that love that is surrounding you, and knowing that you are divinely protected, you are divinely guided. Thank you. I do that internally every morning. I kind of do this because I use my fingers when I can't get my feet in the dirt to ground myself. I hope that I did it justice out loud. I was kind of in my head and just kind of like whatever I say to myself, I said out loud today versus inside my head. And that is a big step. And I am so very glad that Dennis is watching today because he gave me the courage to do this. He sent me a message this morning. We are in a group, intuitive development group together. And Dennis, last night was our intuitive practice class. And I have not shown up to one ever. And I decided to show up to the Zoom last night. I was in my office working on some postage and decided to pop it on the Zoom and got to meet Dennis on Zoom face to face for the first time. And it was interesting. They were giving him a lot of grief because he had not ever done a reading or had never actually been a reader for the practice. And last night, Dennis stepped into his power and did a reading last night for the first time ever, like on the Zoom, apparently. I got to witness it, so I was very, very honored. I felt I was very honored to be able to be there, and that hopefully he sent me a message this morning saying that, I had encouraged him and some of the things he had seen. And so this morning when I got that message and I sent him the message back that I was so very honored to be a part of that I decided today, I've been thinking and been pondering or, kind of like, should I do it? Should I not? Wake and bakes are kind of a good time for that. People need some tools to use. Because, like I said, I have my morning wake and bake, right? But that is also a tool in my spiritual tool chest, right? I use that for inhibitions, for me to open my mind, to kind of get to where I need to be, to raise my vibration to where it needs to be raised, to be able to do that. And I have never, ever, ever led a meditation out loud before in my life. Like I normally, if I'm helping someone or consulting someone with like anxiety or insomnia or depression, we talk about meditation a lot. And we talk about how the importance of it. But I've never once led one ever. I don't know if that's a meditation. That's more of a grounding exercise, I guess. What would you call that? If you're watching this, what would you call that? Thank you. I appreciate that. But because Dennis stepped into his power last night, I was like, I'm going to step into my power today. So, we talk, and one of the things in our healing collaborative that we talked about is the Egyptian hieroglyphics, like this, like think, walk like an Egyptian, right? One hand is being pulled up by those who can teach us. And there's one hand back here pulling people up, the people that we can help and then we can teach, right? And as I lean on people like Lisa Fry, who is also someone who I very much correspond to and I relate to, I'm taking classes with. She's an awesome teacher. I deal with Carly, who is someone who I 100% align with and look to as a teacher. As I talk to Tanya McConnell or Tanya Lee about tarot or other things, as I have people who pull me up, I know that it is my job, right? It is good morning, Heather. It is my job to do this and pull others up with me, right? Because we're ascending, right? We're all ascending. And as we ascend, we need to make sure that we are helping others and pulling others up from behind us, because it's important to help others. And for me, I think it's important for everyone. And here's what I'm going to tell you. When I started today, I was talking about the impostor syndrome, about how plants over pills and food is fuel. And I am not a perfect person. That this morning I had to take 4 ibuprofen for inflammation, even though I have other things for anti-inflammation. I still relied on modern science because I think that spirituality can also meet science. Like I said, I'm not a doctor. I don't play one on TV, and I'm gonna let you know. Yay! I'm so glad. And I'm like, if the doctor were to tell me tomorrow, if I went to the doctor, I've been to the doctor every year, but if I went to the doctor tomorrow and the doctor said to me, I can do a surgery and you will not hurt another minute, your arm will be fixed. I found the root cause of your arm and I can fix it with the surgery. Y'all understand, y'all be seeing me at the hospital like, pray for me, like, send blessings, because I'm going to get this shit fixed because it hurts, right? But I try to make the best choice possible, right? And so if you're somebody who's doing this, you're being pulled up, you are being taught, you are a student, you're like, I am a student, I am learning, and when I learn, I will be able to pull people up. I'm going to let you know now that you are already pulling people up. You are already, and don't ever, 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 ever discount what you offer, right? What it is that you bring to the table. And this is a weird thing to, we're going to talk about it. I was like, we're going to talk about it. Why not? It's all about Dennis, I love that. It's all about your tribe. And that just goes right into what I'm getting ready to say, right? We are normally the sum of the 5 people that we spend the most time with, right? We are normally the sum of that. So I'm going to encourage you to think about that, right? Now, I want you to think about this. 5 people you spend the most time with, that you're around the most. And in this day and age, it does not have to just be people that you were in the same room with, because a lot of us are not in there. Everyone around me has noticed a difference in my shine. I love that. But it's meditating in the marketplace, right? That's what I call it. Meditating in the marketplace. If I want to be a happiness guru, all right, that's kind of what, a joyful person, then I need to be surrounded with people who are joyful or joyful things. Because it's going to be very difficult if you are the only bright light in a room full of darkness. It is easy to get your shine dimmed because it's so much darkness, right? But you want to go around people who are light and who are joyful to help raise the vibration of joy. So you want to be surrounded, and that goes back to, right, what I said the other day, birds of a feather. Birds of a feather flock together because there's strength in numbers, and it's your vibe determines your tribe. Your tribe determines your vibe is what I tell people all the time. Your tribe determines your vibe, and we talk about that with women in business. And I do a lot of coaching for entrepreneurs, right? That is kind of my joy in life. I grew up in an entrepreneurial family. So my father was a dairy farmer, and my mother was a restaurateur. And then when the farm sold and we got out of the farming business, my mom had the restaurants. My dad then went to work. He owned that's a t-shirt. That's a t-shirt. Yes. The birds of a feather flock together. I love that. Or your vibe, your tribe determines your vibe. I love that one too. Whatever. I love all the things. I need some wall signs that say that stuff, right? To remind myself, because I have things around me like visualization tools. Again, tools, right? So I don't know where I was at. I got lost in the sauce. Literally, I got lost in the sauce. About empowering and like helping entrepreneurs, right? Because growing up, my dad had like a construction company. I grew up with entrepreneurial people, and I know that it's sacrifice. I know that it's long hours. I know that it's I have so many things that like you don't even realize as we grow into our own. I'm almost 50 years old, right? I am 48 years old. I'll be 48 this year. I'll be 48 this year, looking at 50. And I am very much personality wise, right? As far as like I don't have a filter, and I'm not shy, and I've never in my life been an introvert. Like I used to, like most kids who are shy, like my sister was shy. Most shy kids are like quiet people or introverted people. Always want to my sister like, I wish I was like you, could just like talk to anybody and la la la. She gets so, she's fine now, but like as a kid, all of my friends were kind of shy. They were like never understood like how I just wasn't, right? I used to tell my mom, like I would cry to my mom, and she's like, I can't believe you were crying to me over this. I'm like, I don't want to be friendly. I want to be shy. Like sometimes it was like, and I realized now I was a kid and I couldn't verbalize that I needed some, it was too much. Like I was overwhelmed with my extrovertedness. And so I was always, because I was always like gregarious, I guess is the word. What's the word I'm looking for? Like outspoken and silly and funny. And, I was always real witty and like real mouthy. Like, if you saw me, I'm talking. And y'all have been on lives enough now to know I'll talk to a wall if it'll talk back, and I ain't got to talk back, right? I'll talk. But um, if I was not if I was not on, right? If I was not normal, like blah, 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 everything is peachy. If I was just like doing something and then my brain like working and not like needing to talk, I would have to like respond to people. What's wrong with you? Why are you not talking? What's going on? What's happening? What's this? And that's what I realized, right? Is that I don't know if there's somebody who is what they call a reverse empath. Like I can feel everything around me, but I feel like I am very easy to read. Like I feel like if something is not right with me, like I have no what's it looking for? I have no like veil. Like I have no way to hide behind anything, right? I am who I am, and it was like I am what I am, and I likes what I like. Like Popeye, I don't know why it's coming into me. It's like I am who I am. Like I'm just like Popeye, right? And there is no hiding it. Like if I'm even a little bit off, everybody knows it. And and as a kid, I couldn't verbalize it. I didn't know what it was. But that's when I would get super overwhelmed. I would cry. I was like, I just want to be shy so people don't expect me to be on all the time. I just want to be this. We all want to be something we're not, is what it is. There's no hiding. Like I can just like, let me tell you how, I don't know if maybe it's just my husband is so tuned into me, but like I can get pissed off at him, get pissed off about something around here, not even at him, because I'm really mad at him, right? Something in the house didn't go right. Something in the house didn't go right at 9 o'clock in the morning. And it just bugged me and stuck in my craw a little bit. He will come home from work and I'll like, hey babe, give me a kiss. I'll be here working like on the Zoom doing something. And he's like, hey, everything okay? You seem off. Like that's like that minute, like something. I was like, no, I'm fine. I was like, well, this morning, blah, blah, blah. He's like, oh, that's probably what it was. That's how tuned in he is. But I feel like even like anybody's like, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, what do you mean? Something's off. So I don't have a veil. So the meditation that I did this morning, right? That meditation that I did this morning for y'all, that bubble wrap, right? That wrapping yourself in that energy was something that I've learned in my, being pulled up. And I wanted to make sure that I gave that to y'all. So if you're someone who maybe needs that protection of energy, right? Maybe maybe you are introverted and you are stressed over having to do a public thing, or maybe you're someone who whatever it may be, right? Maybe you're someone who doesn't like a lot of people, you have to go into crowds. Maybe you just need you're a little anxious about the pandemic and you have to go to the store. That protection, that grounding, that energy bubble, right, is going to protect you and give you an energy hug all day long. So I put my energy ball up every day, right? I put my energy ball up every day and protect myself with that so that I can hold space of joy. I can hold space of love. I can hold space of light no matter what's happening outside of that energy bubble. And one of the things Carly taught me was like, instead of holding space because of, holding space and holding energy despite of. And that's an ascension for me, right? Like I used to get on lives, and if I had 20 people watching, my energy, I mean, I was glowing. Like everything was just, I was in flow. Everything would be working wonderfully. We were jiving. Everything was good. It's kind of like when you have a smoke sesh, right? We're talking about hometown hippie, right? So it's kind of like when you sit around with your friends and you're going to smoke some pot, right? You're going to like have a little evening. It's kind of your thing. You're going to eat some edibles and you're going to hang out with people and play games or whatever, right? And if everybody's in a good mood and everything's working, it's like everything's fun, right? Everything's fun. But then you have somebody who's like a downer, and maybe because it's a depressant, right? It brings you down. It makes you kind of like slow down. So some people, like, right there, when they utilize cannabis as their medicine, it can actually, there's people who kind of like just get sad, right? They can just kind of like, they don't get kind of giggly. They kind of get, and it's not really sad. I'm not going to say sad. That's the wrong word, right? I have a friend, I'm not calling anybody out, but they don't utilize cannabis very often. But when they do, it's always because like some crap's going on in their life. And then they just want to be able to like not think about it, right? They just want to be able to like cut it off for a minute so they can find the solution. But their idea of cutting things off is just to like cut off, right? And they kind of go into like the blaze and gaze is what I call it, right? And that is a good meditation. But for some people, that is what happens when they partake and they just go. And they can't hold a conversation. Do you have a friend like that? Does anybody have anybody else that's like that? Are you like that? Some people just can't do it, right? And that's fine. That's what they are, but that's what they use it for. And if you're sitting around laughing and kind of like, but what I'm saying is that I can still have fun even though they're not, right? Despite of the one person who's sitting there like, huh? What? You talking to me? Sleeping, eating, going, like smoking, sleeping, going to sleep, whatever. I can still enjoy my time without them being a part of it. So why are we not able to hold other space? Like, I'm just using that as an example because of where we're at today. Yep, there's always one, right? There's always one. Speaking of always being one, we're going to stop the camera. You can still hear me, but it is wake and bake, so I'm awake. So let's do the bake, right? Now I also have a little coffee this morning, coffee. But what I'm going to tell you is that whatever the circumstance may be, whatever it is that you need that energy bubble for, it's important to have it. I use it so that things don't penetrate my bubble and make me mad for no reason. I do it to be able to go out into public because as much of an extrovert as I am and as much as I love people, crowds and people with really negative energy, and I'm learning, right? Like I'm being pulled up and I'm going to help teach y'all. I used to, yes. Okay. So Heather, I'm going to stop what I'm talking about real quick. Okay. Y'all, I am a work in progress. I'm a one-woman show, right? And I am learning. So let me show you a little example of what she's talking about. Okay. So I know what you're talking about, Heather, because girlfriend, when you lose a whole pack of caramels to that, right? This is a 12 pack of caramels, and they melted together. They're mushed together. So here's what I had to do. I was like, that is not working for me. I do not want people to have to do that with their caramels. So I individually wrapped them, and I was trying to find my bucket of individually wrapped caramels. I've wrapped them. They're wrapped now. And I don't know because I had a whole nother 12 pack for somebody. But oh well, I think they're already packed. Yes. I could just cut them. I don't want you to do that though. They're individually dosed. I'm saying they're like the milligrams are based, and I have them in molds and making them look nice. So now they are. Oh, I have one. I'll show you. I have it in here. These are giveaways. So now they are individually wrapped and then packaged, so there is no more sticking together. Another step, no problem. I want to make sure the packaging is as high quality as the treats inside, because people eat with their eyes, and even the packaging matters to me. So that was a step in the right direction with the with the caramels was to make sure that they are wrapped individually. Now, so yeah, I've got several bags. I've got like 36 caramels that are melted like this together that I may end up, like, if somebody wants to cut them with a knife, I'll probably add them to, I'll just do something with them. My husband's like, don't throw those away. I was like, I'm not gonna throw them away. He's like, I'll take those and we'll just use those here. So those will probably, because I did open a pack for me. The love and oh my gosh. Yes, it's the love and time that goes into them, which is what gives them an extra little oomph. I will also tell y'all, Heather, have you tried the Love Spell cookies? Because holy moly, those things are exactly about self-love. Those things are about deliciousness. And those are probably going to be, I got a message yesterday saying, please put the Love Spell cookies into the regular lineup, because holy moly. I was like, okay, those might go, they're going to be my tie-dye cookie. Not yet. That is today. They will also make you have a delightful day. They are, here's what I'm going to tell you about the Love Spell cookies. Here's my thought on those, because I cheated on my Pure 21. I don't call it cheating, right? I didn't cheat. I gave my Pure 21, like, just, I'm like, I got to have one of these. I got to try it. I've got to see what this is about. It's a Love Spell cookie. I need some self-love today. And I didn't even feel bad about it because it was a self-love cookie. I had one. They're small, but I ate one and I did not smoke, right? Because I smoke all day too. Like, I'm a flower user, but that is a delightful buzz. That is the right amount of buzz to, like, this is what I'm going to tell you about this buzz. If you have a fun day planned, right? You have a fun day planned, like you're going to do something fun. Eat that cookie on the way to do it. It will make it like 1,000 times more fun. That cookie is perfect dose. It is the perfect dose. It is the perfect bite. You can eat the whole thing. It's like a 25, 30 milligram cookie. So it's less than a whole chocolate chip. So it's not like you're going to, like, I don't remember going to sleep, because I have people that say that on the chocolate chip cookies. So, like, I had a cookie and then I woke up the next day. So I'm not sure how I liked it. It's like, what? They're like, I don't remember shit after I ate it. And I'm like, but it took, like, I don't know, like, the whole night disappeared, but I had a great time. Like, apparently I'm happy today. But this cookie, you will be able to, like, remember brushing your teeth and doing all the fun things. So that's what that's used for. And I know that a lot of people that are watching this today, they're like, you did a meditation. This is an edibles page. Like, y'all get, I know people are out there going, what in the world, right? What in the world? But again, the idea of it, and if you read the articles that I post, now there's people who post in the group, there's funny stuff constantly. I let it go. I might pare back on it some, just a little bit, because we are about edibles. We are about cannabis as medicine. I don't yuck anybody's yum. It's funny stuff, and it's not crude or crass. I'm not about, like, crass and, like, stuff, but I am definitely about funny stuff. I love to laugh. It raises your vibration. So because it makes me laugh, I'm like, it is raising the vibration of the group, right? But if you read the stuff that I put in there, it is really helping you to understand the connection between the mind and body, right? The physical body and the emotional body and the spiritual body and all of those things. The endocannabinoid system is really the master system of the body. And the edibles work with that endocannabinoid system to help to basically be in symbiotic, kind of like a completed, like, circle. It helps you to be well, right, in every aspect. And it understands how to connect the mind and the physical body and the mental body, and how you can actually heal yourself. Y'all are gonna make fun of me, but I'm telling you, and people that are watching this are probably not gonna make fun of me. But if you are watching this later and you're like stoned, you're like, "Moose, who this lady's about," and you're like, if you're on YouTube, think I'm crazy. I don't care. But here's what I'm gonna tell you. I have a tooth that's right here. This tooth right here. It was really damaged when I was a teenager by my braces. Number one, I hated anything milk related, and it's so good for your teeth as you're developing. And I didn't have fluoride in my water. I grew up on well water. So my teeth have always been a source of contention with me. considering that as much as I hate the dentist, but I lived in the dentist office, I had root canals on my baby teeth. I had 2 sets of baby teeth. I had wisdom teeth. I had braces. You name it, I've had it done to my mouth. Like it's a whole thing. And I mean, teeth are a big deal to me. And I don't have perfect teeth, but either a little stool or crooked. I didn't get it. We didn't have the money for a retainer. My mom's like, we don't have dental insurance anymore. So the retainer's out the wall. So all the time I spent the braces, they're still kind of uh, it's okay. I hope that you have Melanie. I hope that you will do that meditation, that energy bubble. And here's what I'm going to tell y'all. Melanie's got 3 small kids running around in her house. Tell me in the comments, yes or no. Do you have kids in the house with you? Like I said, I was not able to have children, and I'm going to come back to this tooth. I was not able to have children of my own, but I have 2 stepchildren, and they have kids, so I have grandchildren. And I don't call them step; they're just my kids. Like, that's what it is. Except I do get defensive whenever like their ages, because I'm like, I was in college when they were born, so I was not like, I did not have kids when I was in high school. Not that that matters, but for some reason to me, that's like my grandmother used to always tell me, like, she was an old country lady, and because I wore biker shorts back in the 80s when they were popular, like mini skirts and stuff, she used to tell me, you gonna be pregnant before you're 14 looking like that. I'm like, well, I guess I should thank you, God, look pretty good, huh? But no, that's silly. I know I'm being silly, but it is wake and bake, right? 2 girls and a teenager adult. But I have a 10-year-old grandson, and he wears a amulet around his neck with his little cage. His mom puts a different crystal for protection in it. And it's important to start them out understanding the idea of breath work and affirmations and working with them to also do these energy bubble things. If they're going to school, put a protection around them, all of those things. So Melanie, I'm going to encourage you, if you've got grandkids or kids in the house, that if you are opening up to your spiritual side of like energy protection and grounding and meditation, that you make them a part of that process. And if you Google it or you go on TikTok or YouTube, you can find kid affirmations, and they'll say like, I am important, I am kind, and teach them. Again, it goes back to this, right? And it does not always mean other people. It can mean your family. My husband and I have such different spiritual paths. He is a devout Christian. Like, he is a devout Christian. Like, he'll tiptoe in here when he hears me doing stuff in here. And like, like I'll do this. Carly taught me this vibrational clearing. And sometimes I will do my thing and I'll go, right? And you make this noise. It's like, E, like you do the inhale and you exhale and you go, E, and then, and then, you do these things, and the vibration of that will help clear, right? It helps unstick energy and it helps do things. And I don't just do that. And sometimes that's my homework after our sessions. It's like, hey, if you feel stuck or whatever, do your clearing or do your Hiawana Pona. I can't remember the name of it. Like, I love you, I thank you, I'm sorry, forgive, like that kind of stuff. And so, and like sometimes with affirmations, in the mornings, like on the weekends, I do my morning affirmations, and it says the more power and force that you put behind your affirmations, it's the more energy you put those out to the universe. Now, I'm home alone most mornings, and I can scream at the top of my lungs, I am a money magnet, I am abundant, and nobody is here to listen to me. But on weekends, there's people in the house. So he'll hear that, right? And as he comes in, he's like, what are you doing? He's like, are you a witch? I'm like, calm down. I'm not casting a spell in here. I'm not like Eye of Toad and Wing of Newt, double bun. He has this whole like, the whole like Hollywood idea of what it is that I'm doing. I'm like, that's not it at all. I'm like, all I'm doing is I am recognizing that energy is ever present. Energy never changes and never goes away. It just changes forms. And that I believe that we all have divinity inside of us, and we should honor the earth and the elements, and that we should be the very best version that we can be of ourselves every day. And I do things for that, right? So even though I'm not traditionally like pulling him into my web of crazies, I'm not like pulling him into this. What I am doing is I am standing in my truth of what I believe and my spirituality, which matters. I went to church, to a Christian church, and every Sunday and I pray, and we say blessing before foods, and we thank everyone, and I bless the food before while I'm cooking with all my love that I put into all the things. but it's still pulling him up. So if you've got family members in your house that maybe are not on the same journey as you are, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to have a discussion with them. Let them know that it's not, craziness. It's about you finding your center and finding your path. You never know what that path is going to lead you to. No one is saying that, you have to, we all need it this morning for sure. And, Melanie, that's the things. Take them out. Like Saturday, we took Joshua to the Sequest, and he was very, very, very nervous about getting in the water. And he's a very anxious kid anyhow, right? You can tell he is a type 1 diabetic. His parents are divorced. He's been drug here and yonder and different, just, how that whole thing goes. He's well loved by everybody, but kids today have a little different than we did, right? There's a whole little different things. I feel like with social media and stuff, even at an early age, it really does affect our kids. So whatever. He's super anxious. So I was like, let's go over here, you and I, and talk. And I said, let's do something. And he was like, what are we going to do? I was like, we're going to center you and find your balance. He's like, are we going to do breath work? So I'm like, yay, Kayla, which is my ex-daughter-in-law. I was like, she's got a little charm on. So evidently she's doing breath work, which I was like, I felt like most grandmas feel when they said that their grandkids are getting baptized. When my grandson was like, are we going to do breath work? I was like, hell yeah, we are. I was like, I love this so much. Like it made my heart like grow 3 sizes that day. So we go over to this little area and I get on my knees. I'm like looking at him, eye level, and I'm like, there's nothing to be afraid of. You are protected. You are safe. There's so many people here that just love you and are protecting you in that love, that there's too much heart chakra energy surrounding you for anything bad to happen to you in this water. I said, but with all of that being said, it's your body, right? It's your gift. And if you don't want to get in that water because you don't want to do that, then you don't have to do that. The choice is yours, bud. The choice is yours. I was like, but if you're only not doing this because you're afraid, I want you to do it afraid. He's like, what do you mean do it afraid? I was like, there's some things in life, right? I said, that are going to make us afraid. And sometimes we're afraid of the best things that have ever happened to us because we're afraid of looking silly. We're afraid of not doing it right. We're afraid of failing. And he goes, yeah, I don't want to look silly. And it was like, there's all big people doing it because he was the only kid doing it. Like the pictures were all kids. But at the time, it was just grown people. He felt very like, I'm going to look like a dummy. Like everybody's going to be staring at me because I'm the only kid doing it. He was afraid of being embarrassed or afraid of being cold or afraid of all the things that were stopping him from enjoying this experience to snorkel in this aquarium with like sharks and all the sea creatures in a safe space. I was like, well, you can imagine it being the whole ocean. This is what gives you a chance to do this. So when you go to the ocean and do it, when you get bigger, you say, I've already done this. You can tell people at 10 years old, you swim with the sharks. And so he got in the water. Now he didn't like it. He got a little, stressed out over it. But he got in and he did it. He did the breath work. And I was very proud of him for trying. And he got out quick. I'm like, that's okay. This time you got in and you got out. Next time you'll do it longer. It's okay. But we did the breath work, right? We did the moment. And all it took was me teaching him those little things. So when you hear about like the hieroglyphic of like someone pulling you up to learn and someone here, I want you all to know that you can stand in whatever power that you have, right? Whatever it is, there's always, the lesson may not always be a giant, amazing, huge lesson. It may just be something about taking a breath, finding out what you're really afraid of, right? Whatever it is, you can help someone. Dennis, for example, like I said, I did that meditation this morning. I've been afraid to do that. Dennis taught me not to be afraid. And then I was like, if Dennis has been afraid for a year to do a reading in a group of people that he knows, he's friends with, they're there every, month or week or whenever they do the practice. He's on that Zoom. He's gotten to know these people. They obviously fill him with love. And he did amazing. Y'all, his reading last night was spot on. It was a great reading. It was like he had been doing it forever. It was like he'd been doing it forever, right? So he taught me last night, and he probably doesn't believe, he taught me that I should stop second guessing myself, right? And that I am worthy and that I can try. And if nothing else, and here's the thing, I'm like, I created this group. And here's, if I did this meditation this morning and it was complete bullshit and it was rubbish, right? I don't know how rubbish just get rubbish. It was rubbish. It's easy enough not to delete this when it's done, right? Yes, everybody was so proud of Dennis last night. And worst case scenario, what's the worst thing that can happen, right? What's the worst thing that can happen? I'm like, I have looked silly before, right? But you don't know until you try, right? You don't know, and you don't know who you're helping. You have no idea the people that are depending on you, that are watching you. I know some of y'all have kids, right? Just doing things outside of your normal comfort zone, just standing in your power, even if it's just for yourself. You are teaching others. You are pulling people up behind you, right? I say it all the time. We are teaching those kids. I took my mama. I'm glad you took your mama fishing. I saw y'all caught some fish too, Heather. But let's get back to the tooth, and I'll let y'all go today. I know I've been on here for a long time today, and I apologize. What is up, Leslie? Leslie, I need sour cream to do the whoopie pies, and I've been purging. I purged dairy these last couple of weeks, and I did not realize that I was out of sour cream, and I have no car right now. So the butter is getting soft, and I have put the feelers out for some sour cream so that I can get those red velvet, those whoopie pies done. If the whoopie pies get done, you can pick your things up this afternoon because they'll all be done. I'm just hoping I can get that in. If not, it'll be tomorrow because I've got to get sour cream. So my last resort is going to be when Red gets off tonight to go into Farmville and make whoopie pies tonight and have everything ready to go. I'll do all the boxes and then just take them to the post office tomorrow and just do those last. Citrus cookies are getting done today and strawberries are getting done today. And then the only thing I'll have left to do is the red velvet whoopie pies, which are most of those orders over there are waiting for red velvet whoopie pies. So that's all I have left to do. Everything else is ready to go except for citrus cookies, chocolate covered strawberries, and whoopie pies. So that's what I'm working on today. Butter's softening now. I got up early, got showered, so everything was easy to go. Hoping that somebody gets me some sour cream. So anyway, talking about the tooth. I have a tooth here. Like I said, braces wreaked havoc on the tooth. And talking about healing yourself and all of the things. So I have been putting my tongue on the back of that tooth because it's got a filling, a cap over it. And it started cracking. I had a little, like I bit something and it kind of like put a little fissure. And I was like, I have no dental insurance. And my teeth are not perfect, but they're not bad. You know, like I'm not like messed up mouth. And I'm like, that tooth, I can't like have that tooth gone. Like I have to have this tooth right. So I have been doing this whole like energy healing and putting my tongue on that. And I've been saying this tooth is perfectly healed. This tooth is strong. This tooth is healing itself. It's going to grow. The bone is going to grow back together. I can feel this tooth healing. The crack is lessened, and I am putting so much energy into that tooth, the healing of that tooth. It is phenomenal. So I'm going to keep y'all posted on the healing of this tooth with my tongue energy. Every little cell in my body is healthy. Every little cell in my body is well. I do that every day too. Like I'm like, I cannot be sick. I cleanse my energy with like every little cell in my body is healthy. Every little cell in my body is well. This tooth is all as well. It's not going to break. It's going to be strong. It keeps me fortified. There's not going to be any breakage. This tongue has been like, energy, energy. So if y'all could send some light to that, I appreciate y'all. And I don't know what I was talking about earlier with that about healing yourself, but that's what I'm doing. So, wake and bake. That's what wake and bakes are. A bunch of me talking about craziness. Let's pull a crystal card. Let's pull a card and then I'll go for today. Oh. We're going to pull a crystal card for affirmation for the group watching today. We're just going to pull one collective card today. And I know this is going to take me on a whole other path, but we're going to go here. I like to give you some words of wisdom to leave it by. We love it. I hope you do love it. I enjoyed. Okay, that just popped out. So we're gonna. This is the card. Apparently, I didn't get a chance to read through it or anything. And interesting enough, this is the card for today. This is going to be your little message today. When I tell y'all that source and energy and the universe and God or whatever you want to call it, your angels, guides, and helpers, when they make sure you know that you are divinely guided, you are divinely guided, y'all. And this is angelite, right? It's beautiful stone. And it says support is all around you. So anyone who is struggling today, right? Anyone who is feeling kind of alone and by themselves, anyone who is feeling like they just don't have support that they need, right? A lot of us don't. A lot of us feel alone in this world, right? A lot of times we feel like we're in it for in it by ourselves, right? We're in it all alone, and that nobody understands us, and that we are going we're loony, and we can be sold. I know what people say, because when I started my spiritual journey, you're so excited, right? When you start a journey, it fills you up when you start doing that, like bubble wrap meditation, right? And you feel and you see that white light come in, or you go outside and you put your feet in the dirt and you feel the energy of the earth straightening you out, right? When you know that you start feeling it, and you want to tell people, right? You want to shout it from the rooftops when you're happy, and people tend to yuck your yum. I want you to know that support is all around you. You are not alone, right? Help and support are always available to you, whether through your friends, family, or guardian angels. And sometimes it's our guardian angels that, sorry, I thought I had somebody here. My watch will ding me when somebody's on the front porch. We have someone, and I want you to know support is all around you. Stay open to receiving that comforting energy. And that's the thing, right? Understand that you do have angels, guides, and helpers, and they are here. Call in Archangel Michael. His blue energy of healing will wrap you up. If you ever feel alone, that's what I'm going to tell you to invoke. I'm going to ask you to stop, take some breaths, call that white light energy in. I'm going to say, call in, and you can say it out loud or in your head, calling in Archangel Michael, please step in. And I want you to ask him to step into your energy field. And I want you to stop and feel how you feel. And then ask them to step out. Let them know I'm doing a test. And your archangels and your guardians and your spirit team, they are here to support you. They're always available. Don't feel like you're bothering them. They are always there for you, and they can always come when you call them. So don't be afraid to invoke it and call them in, right? Stay open to receiving that comforting energy, right? Be open to asking for it. Allow others into your life. Reach out when you need your community by your side. And that's what I'm going to tell you. Ask for help. And that is the hardest thing we can do, right? Can I get an amen, hallelujah, if asking somebody to help you or to be there for you? It's like we get in this thing, right? We get into this thing, we're like, well, they should know that I need them. Now, if you read the 4 agreements, like I've told you, you're going to know that no matter how much somebody loves you, you should never assume that they know what you need, because they don't. They're not mind readers. And when you think you know what they mean, when you think you know what they need, then you're wrong too, right? You should have clear and open communication, but you've got to ask for it. And there's nothing wrong. It does not make you weak. It makes you stronger to be able to ask for that help and that support. If you can't ask the people who are sitting in the room with you, reach out, because I will be here for you always. I promise y'all. So you're going to have to ask for that help, right? Not all of us are comfortable asking for assistance, but trust that others want to help, and in fact are often grateful to do so. Because allowing other people to help is not just helping you, it's helping them. Maybe in that moment they needed to be needed, and when you reaching out, you were their blessing, right? And Carly told me that this week, and like, Dennis, I'm going to keep going back to you today. You've really a blessing to me. She's like, if you don't do the things you need to do, right? If you don't allow people to help you, and we're talking about me bringing in help for my business. And I was like, but until I get a commercial kitchen, I can't bring in help. She's like, but until you bring in help, you can't get the commercial kitchen. Look at it that way, right? So it's a catch-22. They need you to need them as much as you need them for you sometimes. So don't be the reason that you block somebody else's blessing. And if you're someone who thinks of others before yourself, think of it that way. If that's a way that you can frame it to make it easier for you to ask for help, know that when you have that need to ask someone for help, it is your angel, and that's a sign from your team to let you know if you're being drawn to ask, that's your ego telling you not to. So let go of that gripping and ask for that help, okay? It's okay to accept, even create the support system you need and deserve. And that's another thing. I talked about it. If you're surrounding yourself with the 5 people who are like-minded and the people you have around you right now are not supporting you, are not there for you, then you know what? Find 5 new people. It's nothing wrong with finding new people to support you. How many people watching today have the same best friends, the same 5 people that they had 10 years ago or 20 years ago? People come into your life for a reason or for a season, right? They're like trees. There's people who are your roots, people who help you grow, people who kind of like the leaves that come and go with the seasons. So it's okay. I have honestly, over the last year, have moved out of some of my core friend groups, and they don't understand why. They're like, well, I thought we were still friends. I'm like, I still love you, but I love you in a different capacity. You're not my support system anymore. I don't agree. I don't align with some of your behaviors. So I'm not going to choose to always be in that situation anymore. I'm going to find people who support and align with the things that I believe in, that I trust, and that I know. I'm always going to be there in some shape, fashion, or form. I'm not going to let them to bring me down. If you want to talk negatively about people, then I'm not going to be around you for that. I don't support that energy. I'm going to be in the energy that I need to be in, and that's going to help me to be the best version of me. And if nothing else, you can be a light to the people who you leave behind to help them get pulled up, right? I'm always here, but I'm up here. I'm not going to lower myself down there. I'll bring you back. I'll bring you up to the light, but I'm not going to seep back down in the dark for you. I'm not going to dim my shine, right? And I say this all the time, like in your world, in your universe, you are the sun. Everything, you are the sun, right? Everything else kind of happens around you. You are your own personal sun. And the sun doesn't dim its shine for anybody, right? So I'm not going to step into your shade, but I'll be glad to bring you into the light. So that's kind of how I feel about that, right? So it's okay to accept and create your support system that you need and deserve. So find the people. They're here. This is what the Grateful Fed community is about. It's about you finding those like-minded people to surround yourself with that are birds of a feather, right? That's birds of a feather flock together. So if you're here for this, then you're in the right place because we are birds of a feather, right? So even the strongest among us have moments of vulnerability, right? Have moments of vulnerability. Not here. I'm on a complete different walk than I used to be. Those people still in the same place. I'm a small group person. Very hard for me to get close to people. And here, not here, right? Here's what I'm going to tell you, Melanie. You're here in this group right here with these people. Lean into them. Lean into the people that we're retreating with. They're here. Lean into the people here. I have some other groups I can plug you into. I'm a small group person, right? I'm a small, and here's the thing. You're going to have to learn how to be a little more vulnerable, right? And it's a journey. We're going to get you there. I promise we're going to get you there. Heather says that she used to be that person who lived in negativity. She switched gears. And yes, and I love that you love this group. And Heather, you talked about that. You said the other day that like people said that you shine different, right? You shine different. And I was the same way, right? I was in that same path, right? That negative Nancy. I don't want to be negative Nancy anymore, right? I want to be, Peggy positivity. There is strength, y'all. There is strength in allowing yourself to receive comfort and grow from a place of acceptance. How comfort? I felt so comfortable today after like being here. Like I know that I'm in a place where people love me, and that I love them. So the next time someone extends a helping hand, take it with grace and gratitude. Take it with grace and gratitude. Today, it killed my soul to post on Facebook, I need sour cream. I do. I need sour cream. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to need somebody to bring that to me and I will reward you for it, but I need it. And I'm about 4 miles from Pineview on a back road. I would have walked my ass to Pineview before asking. Speaking of which, I may have to do that anyhow. It might be a nice little walk for me. I don't know if I can make it back. I mean, I'll still be tomorrow making them bitches because I'll be so tired from the walk. Core questions today. When was the last time you offered help? I want y'all to answer that. Mine was like moment to moment, I offer help. When was the last time that you offered help? And then when was the last time you asked for help? And then here's the big one. Here's the big one. Here's the reason why we don't ask for help. Do you feel deserving of help? Again, it's not about anybody else. It's not about anybody else. It's about us, right? When we don't ask for help, it's not because they're not going to do it anyhow. They say they want to help. No, it's about our projection of it. It's about us not feeling like we deserve for people to care enough to help us. So it goes back to self-love. I always offer myself to help people, but I never ask for help in return. And you have to stop doing that, right? There's nothing wrong with, and it's the same thing. It's a cycle, right? Give and receive, learn and help others learn. It's all of those things, right? We are a community, and communities help one another. And not trying to get off on another crazy tangent, right? Not just another crazy tangent, but in the way that this world is going, we're going to have to start depending on the people that we can trust, the people in our groups, because we're going to have to start working together as a community with the way this world is. Daily, but it's mostly just my adult kids. Hang on. Daily, but mostly it's, I got in two different lines here, got confused. Daily, let me pull this up here because let me just do it. Daily, but it's mostly just my adult kids and grandbabies that I always help. And yes, I don't like asking for help. Okay. Now we're gonna pick on Leslie. So Melanie and Leslie, we're gonna pick on y'all for a second. Okay. Number one, Melanie. It doesn't matter if it's your kids and your grandkids that you're helping. You're still giving of yourself, right? They are grown. It is their job to be grown. It is not your job to do all the grown things for them, right? And you need to learn how to say no. I know that your readings come in strong in the morning, right? Your energy is strong in the morning. And I think it's because there's no other adults around you and you can be you, and your energy is very much, you're very vulnerable because you're not trying to like guard it for other people to watch. And that's what I'm picking up on, okay? So I want you to ask for help, and I want you to stop saying, I get told that all the time. You need to, and you don't need to do anything, right? You need to do what's right for you. If saying yes to you is fine and it's not draining your energy, you're capable of helping and all of the things, then you do what you want to do. You do what you want to do. But when you start helping others to the detriment of your own personal self, that's when it becomes a problem. So you have to learn boundaries. And it goes back to, again, take an inch, get a mile, an inch and a mile. It's that you don't mind helping, but it's the mile is what I keep feeling from you, right? I keep feeling like somebody's pulling more than they really you have to offer. So learn the things that you can say yes to and be okay with it. Because I know that you're a giver, and I know that you're never going to just say no. And that's undoable for you. But it's making one better choice, right? It's one better boundary. All you need to do is set like a little bit better boundaries. And we're going to work on that with you. And you're going to work it with yourself and put that energy bubble up, and right, it's going to work itself out. Now, Leslie, here's what I picked up on yours is that you got mad about getting help, right? You're like, I asked them, they said no. But what I want you to do is this, right? What I want you to think about, what's wrong with Leslie, what's going on, what I'm picking up from Leslie. And Leslie, it is, you have the wrong support staff around you sometimes. So you're asking the wrong people for help, right? And you need to stop beating around the bush and like letting people off the hook, right? And I know that because I live with my husband who does the same thing, right? He'll like, we need help moving this weekend, blah, 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 blah. But he just like, if you'd like to help, you can possibly come help. If you let people off the hook like that, they're not going to do it. When we were moving, nobody wanted to show up and help us. And people are like, oh, I'll help. And then the day came and nobody showed up. I'm like, where's everybody at? But it was like, if you'd like to, we'll be moving. It's not like we definitely need, we can figure it out. Don't worry about it. No. So the next day I was like, I called the people like, hey, maybe I wasn't clear. I was like, we are starting at 11 o'clock this morning. I need some people to move this. I can't physically do it. We need your help. Can you show up? Sure. What time and where? We didn't know what you really wanted because you kind of beat around the bush of needing the help. You didn't directly ask, I need you here at this time. And yes, everybody has better things to do with when it comes to doing things and helping people. But if you make them stick to it, and if you do ask for the help and you have a time and a date and a place and they just blow you off, then guess what? Maybe they're not the people you should be asking for help. And that might be a sign that you need new people around you. Because that's what I had to do, right? I had to change. It's the sum of the 5 people, right? You need a better support staff, new people that are going to be as good as their word, right? People that are going to be there. I love that, she's saying, I've been feeling that for very accurate. I'm glad. And Leslie, I hope that that is also helping you a little bit, right? And I know that that's hard. And I feel like you're gripping onto that. I feel like your stomach didn't like that. I feel like you were like, I can't get rid of my family. You know what I mean? I can't get rid of this person. I can't get rid of that person. But it's not about getting rid of those people, right? It's about changing the relationship with those people. Like I said, my core friend group, if you would have asked me in the year 2020 who my best girlfriends were, I would have given you a list of some names of some people. And now it would be a completely different list of people. And those people that I listed, I don't love them any less. I do not love them any less at all. I love me more than I ever have before, right? I talked about this the other day. It is not about loving. I don't give any less love to other people. I don't. I extend love to everyone. But that everyone now includes me. That everyone that I send love to now 100 wholeheartedly, 1,000 million% includes me. And I love myself enough not to be treated like a second-class citizen by anybody, right? And it doesn't bother me because I love me. I know that I'm worthy. I don't associate my self-worth, right? I don't associate my self who I am because someone else chooses to treat me a certain way. That's about them, not about me. That means they don't do for themselves. If they're not good to their word, that's who they are as people, right? And that's their thing to deal with, not my thing to deal with. So I've got more help from these people in my tribe than I have ever met, and it has been made me, but differently, right? And I think that goes back to loving yourself, right? Loving yourself and becoming a priority for yourself will 100 million thousand % teach you how to have relationships with other people. You have a relationship with yourself, and then what you do is that you see how that is. Like, I'm my own best friend. And I love my best friend, and I don't let people talk shit about my best friend. I don't let people put my best friend down. I don't let people treat my best friend like a second-class citizen. I encourage my best friend to stand in their power. I support and cheer my best friend on, and there's nothing wrong with me doing that for my best friend, which is me. And I'm going to encourage all of you to become your own best friend, right? Become your own best cheerleader. And some days it's like, I don't mean to toot my own horn, but toot, toot. Sometimes you have to do that. You have to pump yourself up. And I'm still like not wearing a bra for wake and bake. Heather said that was sacrilege. I was like, I gotta wear a sweatshirt. And if y'all see me in this outfit, I wash it, but it's my favorite outfit. This is my favorite shirt. It's the stars, and I don't know why this came into my head. I'm guessing, and I don't like mediumship, and I'm starting to realize that it's coming, and I don't like it, and I'm trying to fight it. I don't want it. But I had, and I don't know, he's coming through to me, and I don't like it, Tommy. I don't want you to be here. I don't like it. But I have a really good family friend who passed away recently, and I just heard him in my head, and I know I'm clairaudient, and I hear things. And it was, I don't call you, he used to always say this, right? And he would call people son, right? Everybody was son, like, come here, son. And people would say, like, I'm not your son. And his comeback was always, I don't call you son because you mine. I call you son because you shine. And I don't know why that came out, but I want y'all all to know, right? You are the sun, like, shine. You are the sunshine of your life. You are the sun of your world. Like you are your own universe, right? You are your own being, entity. And the world revolves, or your world revolves around you. You keep things going. And it's kind of like the sun and the moon thing. I don't know. It's coming back. The sun's coming big today. Um, you keep all the things going, right? Your people or your planets, your house, all your things that you kind of have in your universe, right? You're the center of the universe that you created, because we've all created our own individual universes, right? And you are the sun of that. And the sun dims its light for no one, right? I don't call you sun because you mine. I call you sun because you shine, right? Because you shine. And every time that you don't honor yourself, you dim that sun, right? You start extinguishing your light. And think about our sun, right? And if our sun's light went out, how it would affect everything in its universe. How plants wouldn't grow, and animals, and famine, and war, and destruction, and all the things that happen when the sun is not shining. When the sun has like solar, whatever happens, right? When the sun is affected, it can destroy the entire universe. So the stronger the sun is, the better health of the sun, the better the universe and within the sun's reaches. And this is definitely a channeled message, because I don't know where this is coming from, and I feel really like, so this is what y'all need. This is what it was all about, right? This is what it was all about. So when you think that taking care of yourself, when you think that doing all of these things that are self-serving is selfish, and not asking for help is, your way of being tough, I want you to realize, right, that being the brightest and being the shiniest and making sure that you are healthy and wealthy and wise and all the things, that you are in turn being as selfless as you possibly can for everything in your universe. Because you're taking the all the hits for when you're not doing things to suit them. It's like teaching them to fish versus fishing for them, right? Like, yeah, I cannot shine and go take care of all the things, but it's not your job to like they're their own sun. You are growing little suns, like the little universes. It's like, it's crazy how it's all connected. And I can see it's like constellations everywhere. And I think this is why the stars, this outfit popped in, because it's the stars, right? The sun is a star. And if you're going to take care of this entire universe, then your star has to be taken care of, right? You have to protect your star energy, your light, your star seed energy, and you have to. It's imperative. It's not like you're doing it because it's, it feels good, and it should feel good, right? But you're doing it because it's a necessity. It's because that's what your job is here, right? Your contract on this planet in this meat suit is to do this, and utilizing all the things that help you do that, right? And this little way station here, Home Tony, which is a little way station, it's a place to help you fill your cup or your edible bag or whatever, your box or whatever it may be. So that's today's wake and bake. And I am exhausted, and I have work to do, and I have to go get sour cream somehow. And I want y'all each to know, do good and feel good. Exactly. Do good and feel good. So I am going to go finish up all the things that are Valentine's Day. I have updated the order form, or the consultation form. The strawberry lollipops are no more. We now have raspberry lollipops. Those are the new suckers are going to be raspberry. And I will have a list of all of the extra things that are available after I fill all these orders today. And on that note, I hope that each of you have a very blessed and beautiful day. As always, I remember peace, love, and feast. And to stay elevated. Raspberry, yes, raspberry. And on that note, I am going to get off of here and go do all the things that I do when I'm doing all the things. So y'all have a very blessed day. I'll probably be back Friday morning. I think I'm going to do this Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays for, I'm not making any promises, but wake and bake will be when wake and bake will be. Make sure you read the article I posted yesterday morning about the endocannabinoid system and how it works and why it's important to stay in symbiotic flow. And on that note, have a great rest of your day. Happy Hope Day, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.